time, the slow pace of crime investigation and trial of suspects has remained a feature of justice administration in Nigeria. Hundreds of terrorists arrested by security forces are yet to be investigated, processed or brought to trial. The input of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor's concern, has attracted the audience of the Nigeria Bar Association as the association pledges to collaborate and support the armed forces of Nigeria in order to help in the speedy disposal of trial of terrorists, bandits, kidnappers and other criminals for terror-related crimes hanging in court, which has been undermined the efforts of military and the fight against terrorism in the country.
I saw one time your complaint about the fact that the delay in the trial of cases hampers the effort of the military in the fight against terrorism. We are concerned. We are concerned about the jailbreak because those that were awaiting trial now found their way back into the society. That is a drawback on the fight and the sacrifices that the military is doing in the fight against terrorism. And I want to say here, sir, that in whatever way that the Nigerian Bar Association will collaborate with the armed forces in order to help in the speedy disposal of these cases. It's a commitment that I want to give unreservedly to the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to show our support and our appreciation for what you are doing to ensure that the leadership of the army is successful in the discharge of that responsibility.
The NBA president, while eulogizing the military, stressed that the military has pulled the country together, not allowing anything to tamper with the territorial integrity of the nation, which is a sacrifice that association and Nigerian at large will not take for granted.
If lawyers are directly connected with the existence of the nation Nigeria, and here we are with the institution of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, comprising men and women that have sworn, taken an oath that they will lay down their lives to defend the existence of this nation called Nigeria. Then, sir, we do not have better partners than the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in our business as members of the legal profession. And that is why we have come to identify with the excellent work that the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been doing. We are glad that you have kept this country together and you will not allow anything to tamper with the territorial integrity of this nation. So in spite of those things that we see as the challenges of the armed forces in the discharge of your responsibility, it is more than deserving for every Nigerian to salute the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that is why we have come to identify with you and say a big thank you, sir, for the work that the military is doing, for the work that this military is doing. In the Northeast, peace has literally come back. In the Northwest, we see the acts of terrorism coming down. The military does not go on air to tell us exactly the strategies. It would be an aberration for the military to do that. But we know that the military that we know is a military that is concerned about the welfare and the well-being of Nigerians, the integrity of this country. So we may not see you on television telling us what you are doing, but we believe and we have confidence, implicit confidence, in the sense of responsibility of the military, and we know that the military will never shy in its responsibility to defend this country. And so permit me at this point to commiserate with the Chief of Defense Staff on the loss that the military has suffered in the discharge of the responsibilities that the Constitution has put on their shoulders. These are men and women that have given up their lives. They died in the service of this nation. They are not just an additional number to people that have died. These are people that are gallant in their support for this nation, in their defense. And I say please, on behalf of the Nigerian Bar Association, accept our sincere condolences, and please extend also our condolences to the families of those that have gallantly served this nation and died in the course of doing that.
On the 2023 election, the NBA president urged military to remain apolitical and never be distracted while working with other security agencies.
I commend what you are doing towards the upcoming elections, training that has gone on, or let me say have been going on, in order to ensure that the military participate in the conduct of this election with the best of civility in the discharge of their responsibility, so that before and after the election we see the military engage with the Nigerian public in a way that they remain professional, in the way that remain unbiased, and the confidence that the public in this country should have in the military would continue to grow.
In his remarks, the Chief of Defense Staff thanked the President, Nigeria Bar Association, for the warm encomiums poured out on him and on military, and for identifying with the armed forces of Nigeria for the services rendered by personnel which is aligned with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
In adjudication of cases, especially criminal cases that involve terrorism and insurgency, I'm glad that having taken note of it, I believe that under your watch, under your leadership, the Nigerian Bar Association will transform to such a level that critical value addition will be brought into the processes of administration of justice in the light of insurgency, terrorism, and other related cases, so that there will be a huge value, a content that will be brought into the peace and orderly disposition of our country. Partnering with organizations such as yours, the Nigerian Bar Association, the future remains very bright for the armed forces and to the greater good of Nigerians. No doubt we have paid, a good number of our colleagues have paid the supreme price. It is not for us to give the number, but we are proud of the services that they render. I'd like to very specially thank you for the condolences which you offered in the light of this recognition.
And on the 2023 elections, the Chief of Defense Staff said the military have been working closely with the Nigeria Police, Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), and other relevant stakeholders to give Nigerians free and fair elections.
We have been working very closely with the police and of course the INEC, because the police remains the lead in that exercise. But our history also tells us that there are certain, if you like, idiosyncratic attributes that our history, dictionary history, has also told us. So by virtue of the assessment that we've made, we have been able to put in place a contingency that will enable us to be of assistance to the police if the need arises. And we have also taken measures by virtue of training, focused training, to ensure that should we have any reason to assist the police during the 2023 election, to be professional. Not only will it be professional, the armed forces remain apolitical.
The meeting was well attended by the principal senior officers of the Defense Headquarters and executive members of the Nigeria Bar Association. Olaimi Esun, Force My TV.